Alrighty, folks, here we are. Game number 3 in this series between Tainted Minds and Team Pandemonium. 1-1 is the series at the moment. Team Pandemonium taking away game number 2 after Tainted Minds took the first game. I'm Husey. Joining me on the commentary desk for the final game in this best of 3 series is Timmy.
Yes, we've seen quite a bit of upset, considering that Team Pandemonium so far have been pretty much the juggernauts of the Oceanic scene, and as we can see, so is Guan Yu, winning every game so far today.
Picks and bans now, folks. First ban, as expected from Tainted Minds, is going to be that Awilix Rowe just did so much work with that god last game. Unsurprising to see it taken away. Odin, again, first ban by Team Pandemonium. They definitely have a game plan in place for Tainted Minds.
Yes, and if I don't see a Guan Yu pick, or ban, I'm just gonna eat my hat. I don't have a hat with me, but I'll find one and eat it because he has been the showstopper so far. Chiron getting banned out, Subfloor's favorite hunter so far.
And there it is. Guan Yu pick. Timmy's hat is safe for another day.
Ooh.
Sorry, Guan Yu banned there by Team Pandemonium. So yeah, Timmy, you don't need to eat your hat today. Now, Tainted Minds with the first pick. What are we looking for here? It is going to be the Soul pick. Slicey played that to great effect in game number 1. Ochita in game number 2. So maybe this is the catalyst for the victory for both of these teams.
I feel that Soul's been very consistent. Doesn't matter if the game for that team is good or bad. Soul is always very consistent. She's very safe with the Disapparate, very good with the poke and the clear. We see Capri and Sobek getting picked up for Team Pandemonium, very frontline.
Yeah, so that's going to be a solo back going the way of Sporks Kepri, going to Swayer. We've seen him pull off some really good revives in their previous matches, so the Kepri revive definitely a strong point of Swayer's abilities as a support. Sobek, just one of Sporks' favorite solo laners, very frontline, can put out damage, pretty much everything you want out of a solo laner. Athena and Thor now picked up by Tainted Minds.
Very strong, quite a lot of presence throughout the map. Speaking of presence, we are also going to see Giannis with yet another global ultimate. Very good for, again, the entirety of your team from one place to another.
And puts out a lot of damage in the meantime as well. Very interested to see how Pandemonium will synergize their team comp as Neath is taken away by the Pandas.
It just means that you take away Neath, you are going to be having a little bit of an easier time. Kali getting banned out now. We haven't seen Kali all that much throughout the Oceanic.
The Kali taken away, definitely looking to ban out Rowe is Tainted Minds. Be surprised to also see a Honbats ban now that Tainted Minds have also picked up Thor. Medusa banned there for Pandemonium. Don't want to deal with the Athena taunt into Medusa ult combo. Raijin is still on the board, but both these teams have already selected their mid laners.
There you go. There's the Honbats as you predicted. I feel that Raijin hasn't been performing all that great so far as we have seen him for the first time today. And I'm looking at these bands of the Hunters. They're really looking for Subfloor to have a very easy time. Neath and Medusa both very strong early on.
Naja now picked up by Team Pandemonium.
Interesting. We don't really see Naja all that much. I feel that he is underrated. He is very much a late game assassin. But in those team fights, you hit someone with the Windfire Wheels, you mark them as a target, but you also end up making yourself very vulnerable as everyone knows where you're going to land. Sun Wukong and Onher are going to be the last picks for Tainted Minds.
We've seen Gruff play Onher before, decently strong at the character, provides a lot of early aggression. Sun Wukong as well going to be the solo lane for Divine. Rama, the final pick here for Team Pandemonium, going to be going the way of Subfloor.
I'm not too sure how I feel about the Sun Wukong because he's kind of like an Agni. He's the jack of all trades, master of none. He's very safe. He's very hard to kill if you don't put all that complete effort into it. But he doesn't do a huge amount. Late game he can be very much a missing presence in the team fights. Doesn't do quite enough.
Alrighty, folks, with that, we're going to go ahead and get into game here. Game number 3 between Tainted Minds and Team Pandemonium, deciding this best of 3 series.
Not only that, but the winner of this will also be decided as number 1 in Oceania, loser being number 2. So far as it stands, Team Pandemonium take the honor of being number 1, simply being the fact that before today, they have not lost a single game in a set.
Alrighty, so since this is the last game in the series, Timmy, and it has been very close thus far, let's go ahead and introduce our teams for anyone that might not know who we have here. So, on the side of Tainted Minds, there on the left-hand side of your Spectator UI, under the blue health bars, we have got Idivine in the solo lane as the Monkey Lord, Son Wukong. Shred is in the jungle as Thor, Slicey in the mid lane as Sol, and Tomolomu and Gruff will make up your duo lane as Athena and Anher.
And on the right side of your Spectator UI, top side of the minimap, we've got the reigning champions, Team Pandamonium. Sporks is going to be lurking around the solo lane as Sobek. Ro is going to be in the jungle as Naja. Ochita in the mid lane as Giannis. In your dual lane will consist of Swaya and Subfloor as Capri and Ram.
We can see Idivine and Shred there left the mid camps and are now going to invade the blue buff here. Ro and Sporks wisely backing away from this one. Ro just going straight to the mid lane to help Ochita get some farm. That's definitely going to hurt Sporks in the early game, missing that blue buff.
Yeah, Sobek does not do very well without a blue buff. He is very mana hungry. And also, Ro forcing to go straight into the mid lane. They know if he went for those mid camps, he'd be all by himself. Shred could just simply come up behind him with Idivine as well and get for an easy first blood.
Right-hand side mid-camps for the way of Pandamonium. Left-hand side to Tainted Minds. Ro and Ochita now going for their back camps to farm themselves up a little bit. Blue buff still there on the map for Tainted Minds. Ro with a red pot and Ochita with a purple pot could potentially look to take that one away given the mobility of a Janus, but very unlikely early on in the game.
Keep your eyes on top of Ro because he's not the typical jungler who always starts off with a red pot. He's looking to make effective use of this power potion. Not going to be able to make in time to the blue buff for a steal, as that does get taken up by Tainted Minds.
You can see Ro and Ochita now rotating for these fire elementals here. Slicey managed to take one away, but not going to be particularly detrimental to Team Pandemonium. Shred there was looking for Ochita. Not going to find too much there as Idivine slaps the stick down onto Ro.
I love how the Tiger Star was coming after Ochita. We just slips through the portal and Idivine's just left there, just running on place.
Oh my goodness, look at the damage Ro took there from the double tap of Shred. Shred actually leveling that one first, so looking to get a lot of poke off here early, rather than necessarily getting into the midst of Team Pandemonium and using that Berserker Barrage.
That also says to me that he's going to be relying on the rest of his team to rotate with him to help him clear out the camps. Our Miller Slash doesn't connect, neither does the portal, so right now, Team Tainted Minds is going to have the advantage. Walled off is Ochita, and his Sanctuary is used already.
Shred there, Berserker Barrage does some damage there to Ro and Ochita, but they do more in return. Shred forced to back away here. Over in the left-hand side, we can see Subfloor putting out some decent damage onto Tomolomu and Gruff, not taking a whole lot in return. Sway there, gets the root, doesn't look for the pull at this stage, just looks to do some damage to help his AD carry clear out the minion wave. Ochita, though, takes a lot of damage there from Shred, doesn't let the double tap connect. Ochita portals himself through. Ro takes a lot of damage, but more down onto Shred. Great leap in there by Gruff, but Subfloor picks up the first kill of the game. Ro being chased away. Great through space of time there from Ochita onto Slicey, and he falls down. Tomolomu takes a lot of damage, looking for Ro, but the damage mitigation from Swaya keeps his jungler alive. Gruff now being targeted by Subfloor, who's chasing him down. Subfloor does have his ultimate available, leaps after Gruff, doesn't put down enough damage just yet to make the ultimate worth it. Ochita looking for some damage in hand, and now Subfloor going for the snipe, slowed by Ochita. Gruff basically dead from the moment Subfloor went into the air, but now Ochita being aggressed on by Tainted Minds. They're looking for some damage here, looking to pick up the kill here. Ochita gets away through a portal. No, Divine picks it up with a bluestone tick.
The Bluestone Pendant is so strong on Son Wukong because he has so many abilities that have multiple ticks. Swaya, now the target of aggression, does get picked up by Idivine for a 2 to 3 extended engagement.
The Pandemonium, they're getting credited with the first blood and 2 kills straight after that, so they're going to be feeling a little bit of gold and experience bonus, but experience actually at the moment in the favor of Tainted Minds, although not heavily so.
No, not incredibly heavily. That is pretty much, reversible just with a single wave of minions or a single camp. We are going to see the left-hand side mid-camps get picked up through 3 people by Tainted Minds, and now a contention on the right-hand side for those mid-camps.
Idivine looking to take these ones away, slaps them with a cudgel. Ro, then with a sash, he is 2 levels below Idivine. I believe Idivine got those mid-camps there, so Ro just going to back away here. Shred helping out Slicey clear the mid lane.
Yeah, so now we see a little bit of back and forth at the moment. Both teams looking to prioritize their red buff, not comfortable enough to go for a direct invade, as it is still 4 minutes into the game.
Alrighty, so we can see now going towards the mid lane, Swaya, Rowe, and Ochita be clearing that one out along, and also looking to get some aggression down on Slicey, who goes incorporeal here, just avoiding all the damage coming out from Team Pandamonium. Looking towards the Gold Fury now a little bit, just trying to ward it up, maybe catch out Shred or Slicey on a rotation in that direction.
I'd say position yourself towards the blue buff and look for Slicey once again. He did use the purification just to make sure he was safe, so he is very vulnerable at the moment, even though he is still a soul. That incorporeal form can be very effective if used at the right time.
Alright, Shred gonna clear out the mid lane here. Malabo and Slicey are there to aid him. Rowe looking for a gank onto Gruff. Gruff is back at this point. Rowe looking for him now, hits him with a sash, forces the purification out and the leap away as well. Gruff though, purifying that very nicely and managing to get away from all the aggression of the Naja.
I feel that Rose may be getting a little bit frustrated. He started off with this red pot, and he hasn't really been able to get all that much, going on. He helped assisted in that previous team fight, having 2 assists at the moment, but he's just not able to get enough plays at the moment.
Right, we can see Subfloor in pretty deep in the team Tainted Minds jungle here. Shred teleporting after him, but unable to get any more poke down as he's used effectively his only ranged attack.
Yeah, see, he's not going to be able to do a whole lot at the moment. Both teams staying on their side of the map. There's a big line drawn from one to the other. You stay on your side, I stay on my side. We'll farm up, meet up in about 5 minutes.
Righty. Mid lane again as we pass the 6-minute mark. Tomalamu and Slicey go ahead and clear this one out. Taking a look now at some of our items. We can see the supports again. They've both gone traveler shoes.
I feel the traveler shoes is quite good. I do prefer having the cooldown reduction, especially on an Athena, just allowing you to have more taunts more often. But the amount of farm HP regeneration that you can get out of the traveler shoes is actually very viable.
Solo lane as well, we can see the Bluestone we mentioned earlier from Idivine. Look at the Vanguard here from Sporks. I really like this, especially going up against the Sun Wukong, the tick damage that's going to come out of that Bluestone pendant.
Yeah, it's Bluestone pendant on Wukong, like I said earlier before. And the reason why it's so strong is that the Magic Cudgel, it does bonus damage to minions and jungle camps, so it does end up hitting twice, which means you get the full effect of Bluestone pendants.
Right-hand side mid camp started up by Team Pandemonium. Now, 3-man grouping from Tainted Minds. Shred going into the ultimate. Tomalomu as well, using his ultimate to provide even more damage, but they don't find anyone. Shred still up in the air and goes straight back down. Tainted Minds waste there. Essentially, 2 ultimates for absolutely nothing.
Quite a bit awkward as we see a pulse coming out from Idivine. Not too sure as to the reason for that. There could be a disconnection coming out in a moment, but yeah, 2 ultimates, very important ultimates as well. The Defender of Olympus and the Anthem of Dawn wasted.
Right. We're gonna. So as we look to get through this pause here, talk about items again. We can see both of our mid laners have gotten the Shoes of Magi for some early penetration. It looks, Idivine has disconnected. So we're going to take a short break here, folks, and work through this pause, and we'll be back as soon as possible.
after they came and destroyed the land, there was one spark of hope left for all of mankind.
Alrighty, guys, so we're looking like we're going to have to take an extended pause here, waiting for the pause in the game to finish up. Just hold on tight and we'll get back to the game as soon as possible.
Transform. Transform your state of mind. Transform your state of mind. Transform your state of mind. Transform your state of mind.
Alrighty, guys, we are back into the game. After that extended pause, Team Pandemonium barely in the lead at this point in the game, Timmy.
Yes, we take a quick look at our graphs just as a quick refresher. The XP and gold differential is pretty much neck and neck. Both teams very strongly, very close to each other.
Alrighty. Tainted Minds took out game number 1, Team Pandemonium at game number 2. And it all really came down to picks and bans. I suppose those ones just, as well as the skill level from all the teams. Swayer, he'd take a lot of pokes from Shred, pulls him in but forces the purification. Swayer takes a lot of damage, gets the Kepi revive not onto himself but onto Roe, who then picks up into the air. Shred looking to get the kill onto him, and Roe does pick it up. A 1-for-1 trade there, the support for the jungler. But Divine now under the tower, forced up into his ultimate, barely getting out with his life.
Yeah, our Melody Sash did manage to keep him locked down inside the tower. The Somersault Cloud is going to be allowing him to heal himself up quite a bit, but right now, Tainted Mind's not able to continue this fight. Although they're going to try for it.
We're looking for something here. Subfloor up in the air, looking for Idivine, but doesn't manage to find the kill. Janus ultimate though from Ochita just barely misses Idivine, who's forced back.
Yeah, that's through space and time. Just a little bit close to his monkey has.
Alrighty. Mid lane, now you can see Shred clearing out the wave along with Tomolomu. Gonna go ahead and look towards the left-hand side here, though. Does have his ultimate available.
Yes, does have his ultimate. Puts down a sentry wall just on top of the Gold Fury, so he knows if he does want to come back in when Subfloor comes up towards the wave, he can just go in there, use the Anthem of Dawn, and everyone will be none the wiser.
Gold Fury now, boarded up by Tainted Minds. Team Pandemonium perhaps looking for that objective in just a second. Looking to put down a ward here or two, maybe Swayer. Some damage onto Tomolomu and Shred, not a whole lot here. The rest of his team there, though, is there to support him.
So I'm looking at these team compositions, and I feel that the late game is very heavily favored towards Team Pandemonium. And the fact that they are very slightly ahead is concerning for me.
Alrighty, let's take a look. 9 minutes 45 seconds into the game. This is generally where we start seeing a lot of three-man team fights going on. We've seen a couple of them already, generally gone in favor of Team Pandemonium, but as soon as we see a rotation from Sporks over, which we're seeing now, I feel like Pandemonium's going to start hitting a hell of a lot harder. Row and Subfloor now, look towards the mid lane, these left-hand side mid-cap, with the point, Slicey with the sash, and up into the air goes Row, taking the mid lane with him. Ochita gets a great ultimate onto Shred. Slicey very low here, just manages to fall down to Sporks before going incorporeal. Subfloor putting out damage with the auto attack. Shred is up in the air, Gruff is rotating from the backside, but Shred teleports himself out with the ultimate, and now Pandemonium are taking this fight very strongly. Divine in the Oxform. Swayer gets a root there, but everyone from Tainted Minds manages to back off, and Pandemonium go ahead and take away the red buff.
Great ambush from Ro and Ochita there, just coming around the backside there, just catching off both Shred and Slicey like we saw, managing to put the team fight in their favor just purely on a numbers basis. Now they're looking for a little bit extra, and if they don't really follow up, they could be looking for a Gold Fury.
Mid lane now, Divine and Shred there, but 3 members of Team Pandemonium looking to pick off those of Tainted Minds. Tainted Minds, though, wisely backing away.
You know, we see Gruff is all by himself. He does have 2 members of Team Pandemonium in the jungle. He is going to be fairly okay now, as he is going to go ahead and retreat, going over the wards, the sentry wards, knowing that he's safe and out of vision. So no problemo from there.
Righty. 5-3 reads the scoreline as we reach 11.5 minutes in the game. Player damage now, let's check that out, see who's been swinging the hardest. And on top is Ro, followed by Ochita and Subfloor. It's really pretty expected thus far. Ro's got a lot of great ultimates off with this Naja.
I'm kind of surprised the fact that Soul is so far down on those damage charts. You know, about 600 damage lower than Shred. Even though, you know, it is a fully started off with the red parts, Soul just does so much damage earlier on.
Right, we can see now in the mid lane, Swayer all alone at this point. Ochita just getting back to the lane. Gruff from the left-hand side jumps away as he senses the rotation and spots it out coming from Ro. Subfloor now looking towards Slicey, but Slicey is going to go ahead and ward away the Pandemonium vision in that area.
Shred already using his Millionaire's Tournament as well as the Tectonic Rift. His mobility is down for the time being. Not going to be able, Team Pandemonium not going to be able to be quick enough off the mark to try and aggress onto him while he has no mobility. But look at Ro, he's getting up in the back again. He's looking for that ambush, but he has no one there to help him. He can't make it successful.
You can see how Ochita's gone to Doom Orb in this game after kind of hesitating, building it the last couple of games. War there from Shred, not going to find anyone. But the Doom Orb provides such a power spike to all mages, but especially Janus early on, when he gets that bonus scaling from his threshold.
I feel that Giannis is like, you can always build Doom Orb on Giannis unless you're having a really bad game, because as we've seen so far, he can get out of a lot of very tough situations with his portal, as well as the threshold, giving him a little bit more movement speed, slowing any enemy that goes over it. He's very safe, and Doom Orb is a very risky item.
Both of these junglers now going very similar, going exactly the same builds here. In fact, Boomber's Warrior Tarblade, Jones Wrath, pretty standard jungle build thus far, but I expect to see some crit coming out from Ro, whereas Shred should be building towards more of a tankier setup here. Red buff here, secured by Tainted Minds after the last fight that was on it. 4 members of Pandemonium against 5 of Tainted Minds at this point, as Divine has rotated over. Sporks is teleporting in, so that means Pandemonium is looking for something as Swayer getting some damage on to Slicey. Great wall there from Shred, stops Sporks' dash, but Swayer's still just tanking up the front line of Tainted Minds, looking to pull someone in as Divine in the Tiger form stuns out Swayer. Defender of Olympus is Tomolomu. Shred lands down on no one there, but a shell is popped from Tomolomu. Ochita uses his ultimate here. Swayer taken very low. Ro just looking to put some damage out, but it's taken very low himself. Tainted Minds doing a lot of great work thus far in this one. Ro backing off here, but heals up with his 2, and now Pandemonium looking to re-engage.
I feel that Tainted Minds could have made that a lot better. Shred dunking down onto nothing. He missed everyone by quite a substantial amount. I feel if he landed down on enough people, he could have managed to make something of it. Now Team Pandemonium underneath the tier 1 tower. Windfire Wills has gone up. Who's he grabbed? Grabbed Divine.
Ro falls down there to Shred. Divine up in his ultimate. Pandemonium forced to back off here, but Tainted Minds looking to give chase under the tier 1 tower. They can siege this one down if they want to. They have 2 hunters with a Anher and a Soul here, so they should be able to get a lot of poke down and be able to take away the tower if they use their front line effectively. Going in now is Tomolomu, but Subfloor Purification's away. Tier 1 tower now taken down to about 50% health. Divine going in very hard here. Takes a lot of poke here. Tier 1 tower does fall. Tainted Minds on the retreat now. Great siege there in the mid lane.
Now, if we take a look at our graphs, we can see Team Pandemonium still in the lead thus far, 1.1 thousand XP, as well as just measly 400 gold in favor of Team Pandemonium.
Oh,
Idivine.
Cheetah. Taken out there by Idivine. So Idivine, after that fight, actually went and hung around the red buff of Team Pandemonium and then picked up Ochita when he thought he was secure in his own jungle.
Yeah, just the constant control over the red buff. Just the idea that when you go for a red buff, there's most likely somebody watching you is frightening.
Alright, right-hand side mid-camp's going to be picked up here by Shred. You can see, actually, Ro, again, going into this Adventurer's Blade through to the Wing Blade here, rather than going into some more damaging items first. So, at the moment, what this tells me is that Ro is looking to be a little bit more set up than a one-shot pony.
Yeah, I agree with you. He's definitely looking to set up more for Ochita, especially with the fact that you bring someone up in the air, they land straight down, could go right into a portal. We saw, however, in that last engagement that he does need a little bit more health, because the thing with the Windfire Wheels is that you know where the enemy's going to land, but you know where Naja's going to be. So unless he gets a lot of ultimates full distance, so he flips all the way back to where he started, he's going to be a very big target.
Left-hand side Ro hanging around the jungle again. Is there a ward there from Tainted Minds? No, Gruff doesn't know he's here. Gruff does have his Purification and a Sanctuary available. Ro coming up behind Gruff, gets the sash. There's a Purification from Gruff just in time to escape the ultimate, but Ro wasn't even looking to use the Windfire Wheels there, just baiting out the Purification, so that now Team Pandemonium knows next fight that's not going to be available for the 80 carry of Tainted Minds.
Set up, set up, set up. That is what Ro is going on for right now. A little bit different from a lot of his usual plays. We do, however, see, in the past, his Willish very much for the setup using the Gravity Surge. Swayer taunted in, not too much damage coming out to him. He is fairly tanky at the moment with that Hide of the Urchin.
And a lot of the health that was taken off there was from his passive shield as well, so he's not going to be terribly worried. We can see Ochita now with the ultimate Shred up in the air, looking to land down. Doesn't really find anyone there. There's the Athena ultimate, but Shred teleports into a wall. A lot of damage now coming out. Ro takes him up in the air and should clean him up. Shred falls down, and now Sporks looking for Gruff. Flips him back. Subfloor misses the third hit on the Rama ultimate. Gruff forced to use his Sanctuary. Ro sashes in, takes down Gruff. Double kill for the jungler of Team Pandemonium. Our Divine is up in the air. Tomolomu flung back into all the damage of Team Pandemonium, but Idivine lands back down onto subfloor. Slicey is there as well, looking to put out some hurt, and Pandemonium backs off after taking a 2-for-0 trade.
Team Tainted Minds scattered and broken in that team fight, as we saw Shred went straight in, brought in Tomolomu with him, defying up the team, splitting them up, and Team Pandemonium start picking them off from the inside outwards, and just managed to push them all back. No Gold Fury contention from Team Pandemonium, however, we do see Idivine standing up, Shred teleporting in himself.
They can start this one up. They have the tankiness to do this, especially with Tomolomu here as well. They can trade this one back and forth effectively, but Spork knows that this is going down and is looking to contest it. Got some burst to possibly take it away, but he doesn't choose to use his ultimate. Instead, Tainted Minds take that one away, and now Sporks goes down into locking the waters to get it away. Tainted Minds take a relatively free Gold Fury.
I feel that he could have gone into lurking the waters just simply because the Gold Fury was low enough to the point where they would either have to leash it or let him take it. And also the taunt from Tomolomu just really disrupted him, really threw off his timing.
He's subfloor now, looking to push up his wave. Itemization, I really like to hear from this point. Usually we see ADCs go for lifesteal very early on, but Subfloor recognizes he's not looking to box Gruff at this stage of the game. Rama's a much more late game hunter, so he's gone for stuff benefits the team slightly more. The Iqbal, while that is still a great boxing item, it's more effective against Idivine.
I feel that the strongest item for him, though, is chin size. Something that's not all that pretty much overlooked quite often is just how powerful chin size are. If you have 1500 health, chin size does a bonus 60 damage, effectively making the chin size worth 100 physical power. And 1500 health is very hard to not have, just as you level up. At 2000 health, it ends up doing 80 extra damage.
We can see now right-hand side, Greedos from Tainted Minds pushing up the solo lane, perhaps looking to siege down this tier 1 tower. Slicey is there. He does have a Lines of City shot. Ultimate comes through from Ochita. Pandemonium forcing back Tainted Minds. Tainted Minds don't even see the rest of Team Pandemonium, but they know that the presence is in the area and wisely step backwards.
Shred just hanging out in the back. He's going to be looking for an ultimate soon if there is an engagement. Doesn't look like there will be, so he's going to go ahead, fall back. Low poke on Slayer, but to him it's just basically a fly getting brushed off.
Hawks flips Tomolomu under the tower there, lurking in the waters, looking to put up some damage. Shell there from Tomolomu prevents a lot of that from coming out, but now Rogue looks at the dash, doesn't quite find it. Sporks dashing again, doesn't find anyone. Tail whips away Divine and Slicey, 4 members of Pandamonium in the right-hand lane.
Shred's just hanging around. He's looking for the optimal engagement point, but it's just not coming. Tainted Minds cannot hold down Team Pandemonium for long enough. It is, however, going to look on towards Ochita, not able to do enough damage burst-wise. Doesn't want to hang around for reinforcements to come.
Shred now looking for something here, maybe. Does have the ultimate available. Going to be hard to lock down anyone here, though. Doesn't go up into it, looking to get a wall onto Roe. It looks like instead gets onto Sporks. Doesn't hit the double tap. Roe goes in with the stack. Shred now going up into the ultimate. There is the Athena ultimate challenged by Tomolomu. Shred takes a lot of damage here. Sporks looking for the jungle, but a curse is popped, and a sprint for the side of Tainted Minds, and now Sporks lurking in the water. Shred teleports away, but Slicey's the one endangered here, still incorporeal with Sanctuaries as soon as he gets out of the 3. Slicey with the ultimate Shred. Sorry, Swayer now looking for Slicey, but Slicey is able to back away here. Team Pandemonium looking for the right answer. Subfloor with the snipes out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere, does Subfloor get the snipes, although tier 1 tower on the right hand side does fall. Gruff again, tier 1 tower on the left hand side, so it's going to be an even split push. Swayer in a little bit of trouble, not too worried though, as he is a very tanky beetle.
Flips back Shred there. A lot of damage. Swayer though, under a lot of pressure, but Rogue just absolutely obliterates Shred there. Shell now popped from Team Pandemonium. They're looking to siege his tower. Great portal there from Cheetah. Finds 2 members. Tomolomu takes a lot of damage. Subfloor just focusing the support now. Sporks credited with the kill. Subfloor now focusing the tier 2 tower. Gruff this whole time has been split pushing over on the left hand side. He's going to get the tier 1 tower, the tier 2 tower there as well, and now he's looking for the Phoenix.
Yeah, see, he's going for the Phoenix. Pandemonium are going to be looking towards the Fire Giant. Roe is sent back to deal with Gruff. He is looking to back him, but he's kind of hesitant, starting to run around. He may be looking for the tier 2 tower in the mid lane. All the meanwhile, Fire Giant just at 5,000 health. Getting down fairly low, but it is going to be leashed.
Oh, Sporks there accidentally ran into a fire elemental. Instead of getting out, flung it back. A lot of poke there from the Fire Giant. Divine, just his mere presence, forces Pandemonium off of the objective.
Well, the thing is that they have the Athena, and as we saw there, Defender of Olympus comes down as they take up their blue buff. When there's an Athena, no one is ever alone, and Athena can take out the Fire Giant with the shield wall quite easily as a steal.
Righty, now Tainted Minds warding up the Fire Giant, ensuring that Pandemonium can't get any pressure down that side. As the tower objectives stand thus far, though, the push in terms of the Fire Giant really favors Tainted Minds, as all of the towers on the left-hand side are gone, only the Phoenix remains.
Take a look at the graphs, though. We can see just the efforts of Gruff. Even though that Tainted Minds lost quite heavily on that right-hand side, he has made the graphs basically even in gold, only 300 in favor of Tainted Minds still. However, 2,500 XP
Gold
for Team
Fury, though.
Pandemonium.
Gold Fury started up by Pandemonium. Subfloor and Cheetah should be able to do this one. Their minds don't know what's going on, but they suspect as much. Shred and Tomolomu coming over, but Subfloor and Ochita sneaking away before Tainted Minds know what's going on.
Gee, thanks for ruining the perfect graph of up and down.
Now you can see gold difference, 1,500 away of Team Pandemonium, 3,600 experience for the boys in the black and white. Bro, 3 levels above Shred at this point, though. I feel like that's where the major advantage for Pandemonium is coming through.
Well, Shred's got 1 kill and 4 deaths, or has 4 kills and 1 death. He's really making use of that late game Naja, whereas Thor at this point of stage is more of a CC bot. He comes in, does a little bit of damage with the double tap, the spin to win, but he's mainly there for the stuns and the walls, not anything else.
Speaking of good slash lines, Subfloor here, 3, 0, and 6. It is worth to mention that it is the ADC of Pandemonium's birthday today, and he seems to be having a very fine game for himself. Over on the right-hand side, Tainted Minds take down the tier 1 tower, as Subfloor does the same on the left-hand side. Shred there, looking to fight Subfloor, but Subfloor is swinging at the moment. Shred taking very low. Subfloor has his ultimate available to take him out, doesn't even need to use it, as the Athena ultimate is wasted as well. Tier 2 tower on the left-hand side falls the way of Pandemonium. Subfloor, cool, calm, collected, takes out Shred.
And now Defender Olympus is down, means that he can't go back over. Fire Wills connect. He got Slicey, who's going to be falling incredibly fast here. Sentry is used, but he is body blocked, pushed up against the wall, and taken out by Sporks. Now on the left-hand side, Phoenix is not going to be pressured too hard, as I define that helps to defend that, but attention back on towards the Fire Giants.
Especially with the amount of damage Rowe is doing at this point. Helpful is not necessary to do this Fire Giant. Idavine teleported into the back though. Out of Ward, Subfloor coming in now. Gruff, Tomolomu, Idavine all available for Tainted Minds. Pandamonium drops off the Fire Giant. Swayer taking a bit of poke here from Gruff, but he should be okay. Divine taken to about 50% HP, knocked up there from Spork. So unstable ball doesn't land. Divine takes a lot of damage. Shred comes crashing down onto Subfloor. Desert Fury only affects Swayer there. Swayer walled in, doesn't have his revive available, choosing not to use it yet, uses it on himself, looking to take some damage, revives himself as Gruff hits him with an in-hand portal there from Ochita. Swayer pulls in Gruff, but he purifies himself away. Spork taking a lot of damage. Team Pandemonium looking for the disengage as Sporks is in his ultimate.
Just not quite enough damage. Sporks was walled off on Tectonic Rift of Shred. He was pretty much stuck completely, but he does manage to get out of there. Not enough damage coming out from Gruff. Does have quite a bit of attack speed on him with the RC Shin size as well as the charged bow, but just not enough penetration.
Alright, let's take a look at Rowe now. He has gone into some crit and penetration after he got that Wind Blade, so he's effectively looking to take one person on the side of Tainted Minds out of the fight, and that has to be Slicey. He's got to try and get Slicey before Slicey uses his incorporeal form, and that's when he's going to be doing a ton of damage to the mid laner.
Yeah, exactly. If he does manage to use incorporeal form, he may go immune while up in the air, rendering the Windfire Wells next to useless. Looking at Rowe's build, I do agree with getting the Deathbringer quite late, because generally you get Deathbringer, maybe third, fourth item, but it doesn't do enough. You don't have enough raw power. So that Windblade allowing him just to keep safe for a while there. Getting the time span allows him to really start hitting hard. Then the Deathbringer is the real turnaround.
Fire Giant, the main point of contention still between these two teams. Neither one are willing to kind of step away here. Swayer pulls in Tomolomu, takes a bit of poke in return from Shred and Gruff. Tomolomu dashes away. Gruff jumps away now. Pandemonium recognizing those skills are down. A look to push towards Tainted Minds. Backing away now. Divine looking for something here. Gets the smackdown onto Ochita. There is a 2 coming out from Slicey. Looking to get some pressure. Sporks takes a fair bit of damage here. Up goes Shred. He's looking to come crashing down. Goes down. Misses Ochita. Actually, no, he got him. But Ochita uses a beautiful purification. Subfloor chased by Idavine. Stunned out there. Uses the Sanctuary though to keep himself alive. Subfloor looking for some snipes here. Hits Divine once. Doesn't hit him twice. Misses the 3rd time. As Swayer pulls back the solo laner. There is an ultimate from Slicey. Down onto everyone on Pandemonium. Ochita uses an ultimate as Rowe picks up Gruff here in the front line. But now Shred is looking for Rowe. Rowe, great revive there from Swayer. Saves his jungler at just the right time. Idavine looking for Ochita. Great sash there from Rowe. And Idavine is obliterated. 2-for-0 trade thus far from Pandemonium.
A beautiful revive coming out from Swayer. Keeping Rowe alive at 6-1 and 5. Absolutely swinging like a truck. That is a huge team fight in favor of Team Pandemonium. Slash line between the two teams is 5 and 14. Take a look at the graphs. We can see Team Pandemonium up by 7,000 XP as well as 4,500 gold.
Fire Giant now started up by Team Pandemonium. Shred, Tomolomu, and Slicey available to contest this one. Tomolomu looking to get in, but Sporks is zoning him out. Misses the pluck onto Slicey. Slicey looking to clean this one up. Team Pandemonium, though, credited with the Fire Giant. Down falls Shred, and this is looking like the end for Tainted Minds as Tomolomu falls down in short order. Slicey just running away from Team Pandemonium. Team Pandemonium, though, heading straight for the mid lane, going to take out the tower and maybe even the Phoenix.
They may be able to get the Phoenix, but not without contention. Gruff is around the tower area. Desert Fury is online, backed up with Idavine. Not gonna bother with the tier 2 tower as it is too far away and too soon to fall. Tower Phoenix now is under pressure, getting tanked up by Swayer, not doing all that much damage. Stun coming out from Idavine on towards Rowe, still alive, still fresh. Idavine getting obliterated.
Oh, Subfloor so aggressive there. Rolls into the tower, looking for Gruff. Misses the snipe, hits it on the 2nd shot though. Subfloor's got himself a double kill as the middle Phoenix falls down. And now Team Pandemonium gonna back off here, looking like they want to just back by, regroup, and then push down the left-hand side.
Shred did just respawn there with a Anvil of Dawn ready to go. They could be going for Gold Fury, absolutely, but they need to be careful that Shred doesn't dunk down onto them, because there is also an Athena, so no one's ever truly alone. Looks like they're not going to bother with it, just take up this red buff. Gold Fury's still at half health.
Yeah, even if Shred comes crashing down, there's not that much follow-up
he'll die.
to go on it.
He will absolutely
it's not even
die.
worth it.
I saw Shred get hit by, I'm not actually too sure whether or not it was Subfloor or the Fire Giants using its little knock-up, but Shred got hit by something and it actually did half of his health.
Shred's got a Brawler's beat stick for this game, and a decent pickup with the heals coming out from Ro and Sporks, but it really surprises me he's building it this game and not the last one when Pandamonium had to go on you.
Yeah, I think maybe they kind of realized, hey, anti-healing, maybe we should get that. Alright, we're getting next game, boys. Not too sure as to the thought process of that, where they could have really made a huge difference in the last game.
Alrighty, now we can see Team Pandamonium, 11,000 XP in front, 10,000 gold here. Sporks is... There's no level 20s on the side of Tainted, so that experience difference is still really counting. 3 level 20s on the side of Pandamonium, Sporks level 19, Swayer as well, level 16. The level disparities aren't too bad, though, on the side of Tainted Minds, except in the jungle between Shred and Ro. And I guess when you kind of think about the skill difference between those two jungles, that's not terribly surprising.
No, I'm also looking at the builds here. I see a Mantle of Discord coming out from iDivine, just looking to really stay inside of those team fights. He knows he's going to get burst down very quickly, take a lot of damage, so he might as well stun out some people in the process, trying to give the rest of his team a quick little opening, just a bit of disruption. Siege down on the left-hand side, Ro looking to try and push in some minions on the mid-hand side, but coming back on towards the left.
Swayer plus Gruff there. Gruff takes a lot of poke here. It's about half HP. Swayer takes a lot of damage. There's a shell pop. Shred comes crashing down, looking for Swayer. Teleports back under his own Phoenix. Slicey uses his ultimate here as the Phoenix is still relatively healthy. iDivine in the backline looking to do some damage in the Ox Form. Teleports out. Subfloor up in the air. Ochita gets the snipe with it through space in time. And now Team Pandamonium are on the offensive left-hand side. Phoenix is the target here. Subfloor does so much damage at this point. He takes that one out. And now Pandamonium looking to go for the right-hand side. Phoenix, the mid one has already fallen. Slicey takes a fair bit of poke there from Ochita. Minions pouring in the left-hand side of the base, and fire minions coming down the midway. Tomolomu uses a taunt there. Gruff, Desert Fury does absolutely no damage whatsoever. Titan now taking some damage from minions. Gruff already under half HP there just from a few attacks in a row. All Phoenixes down. Pandemonium now looking for the victory.
Team Pandemonium has all of the Phoenixes. Tainted Minds are going to have to camp inside the base. Fire Giant coming up in just a minute, so they could re-back here, spend up the golden hand, finish up their last items, make a quick stop off towards the Fire Giant and look to end. Tainted Minds just cannot come out of their base, because if they do, Winions are going to go ahead and take out this game.
Fire Giant buff no longer on the side of Team Pandemonium, but as you mentioned, with those fire minions pouring into their base, they should be more than confident enough to go for a win at this point. Everyone is back now and is buying some final items or some power potions just to make them a little bit extra damagey in the coming team fights. Subfloor especially is absolutely having a monster of a game. 23k damage, well on top of the charts here, closely followed by Ro at 19k. I say closely followed, but it's still a 4,000 disparity between those characters. Sitting on the bottom, we can see Tomolomu not terribly bad, but Ochita surprisingly little damage in this one.
Yeah, Ochita, he's been very much kill everyone in a single burst, no sustained fights, and it's hard to, get a lot of damage out when Subfloor just basically has to look at somebody and they die.
Fire Giant now started up. Team Pandemonium, iDivine is in the area looking to steal it away, although he doesn't have a great secure. Swayer roots him on the spot, has a pluck if he needs it, but the Fire Giant is secured and Divine runs away in the Tiger form. There is the Shred up in the air, comes crashing down onto two members of Team Pandemonium, but they're not worried. They're just going straight for the end. They've all gone through. The Janus portal. Shred is hanging out around the Gold Fury. Pluck there from Spork onto Slicey mid-Phoenix. The target now for Team Pandemonium is Spork to take it actually very, very low Bulwark prop though keeps him alive. Tomolomu will take it up there by Rowe, but Rowe able to bring him come crashing down. Not able to pick up the kill. Rowe with a sash looking for Tomolomu. One more in hand will do it. Not able to find it just yet. And he finally does now as Subfloor comes leaping through as well. Rowe and Subfloor pushing through the left-hand side. It's a 4v5 situation. I don't think Tainted Minds can hold out much longer. Titan's still at 100% HP. Ochita doing a lot of damage. Gruff absolutely unlimited there. 100 to 0 in less than a second. A Titan at under 50% health. Sport taking it very low. Might fall down. Ochita gets a kill. There is the Kempi revive. Titan falls down. 2-1 goes the series the way of Team Pandamonium.
Ladies and gentlemen, Team Pandemonium still for over a year has been undefeated. They did drop game number 1 against Tainted Minds, which was quite a big of a upset, but still showing their absolute dominance as the reigning champions.
Tainted Minds though, what a couple of games though. From what we've seen of Pandemonium in the last few weeks, their games have been relatively easy. Even against Direwolves, which was expected to kind of be the second place team, maybe even the best team coming into the split. Pandemonium rolled over them quite nicely, but Tainted Minds showed a lot of fight in both of those games, and this could even be a preview of our Split 1 LAN. But yeah, the series is over, Timmy, and with that comes the MVP, and who else could we have but the birthday boy himself, Subfloor. Subfloor, how are you doing?
Oh yeah, I'm alright. How you guys going?
Pretty good. So, Timmy, you got any questions for our MVP?
Just, first off, what was your mindset after you dropped game number 1 against Tainted Minds? Were you guys worried at all?
No. It was, we were kind of like Mimi, a bit like relaxed going into picks, and if you look at like the first 3 picks, they had like Sol, Guan, Kepri or something, so they pretty much outdrafted us from like the first round, and yeah, we lost that game. We deserved to lose that game, but it didn't really affect us at all. We just kind of played proper comps and then took it over.
Calm and confident as ever is Pandemonium.
Alrighty, so question, Guan Yu seems to be one of the higher picks we've seen in the OPL. Other than his healing, which everyone knows about, what do you think are his other strengths for picks and bans composition?
His healing is obviously like his big draw. That's what makes him so good. But aside from that, he also has pretty good siege, considering he can like chase down targets and zone away with his ult. But on top of that, which is really underlooked, is he has the protection shred on his 3, which makes like really good for early gold fury calls, similar to like an Isis or something like that.
Timmy, any final questions?
No, not at the moment, except for how you reckon you'll be going to LAN.
I think we should do pretty good. Not sure who we play next week, but I'm pretty confident that we'll finish this split undefeated. Undefeated in the series record anyway. And then, there's nothing super on the line for this LAN, so just going comfortable and get Swear a bit of practice in person, and then, move on from there, feeling good.
Alright, any last shout-outs you want to give out?
I don't know, thanks to the people that put this in chat, even though you seem to catch hate for it. Keep doing it, that would be wonderful. Thank you.
Alright, I guess all that's left is to wish you a very happy birthday, Subfloor, and enjoy yourself, man.
Thank you very much, I will.
Alright, guys, so that's going to do it for our first series of the day. Next up, we have got Tainted Minds versus Trident. This is different from what was regularly scheduled. We did make an announcement of a revised schedule today. So Tainted Minds going to be going up against Trident. Can Tainted Minds pick up a series win after dropping that one there to Team Pandemonium? Can Trident, their first series of the year? We'll have to take a look at that after this break.